What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about Northern Vale Freya, and I really was hoping that in this current patch or next patch that they would have taken out the Marksman Freya and just how strong it was, but instead they actually buffed it, which I'm definitely not too happy about that at all. This whole season, just gonna be having to deal with the Marksman Freya again. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna, make a video show you guys how strong it is and why it is buffed. And I'll just say right before we get into it, the main reason is this little flicker spell. So if you start with the flicker spell and you're trying to build the Northern Vale Freya, you definitely want to grab that, because basically you already have the built-in Northern Vale built in. She's going to have her ultimate right off the bat. But if you throw on that little flicker with her, now she's going to be flickering in to the biggest point of the team and just immediately messing him up, destroying him, or dealing a ton of damage. Now, I guess they figured that by taking Popol and Kapupa out, that it would somehow decrease the usage of marksman, or I'm not really sure. But either way, I think we all kind of know by now the strongest Freya with the marksman team is actually a marksman Freya. So you really need the synergy either way. So really it didn't really nerf anything. It just gave her a new spell to make her a little bit stronger. And as you can see here, I am actually using Ragnar. So that way I can take everything out. I can start risking a bunch of hit points. That way to ensure that I get the first item. And not only the first item, but as you'll see in this game, that I risk hit points in the other boxes to make sure I obtain either one room to have the Aurora in, because you're not going to be able to finish the build at 9 out of 9 heroes, because you're going to have the 3 fighters and 6 marksmen. So you're not going to have room for the Aurora. So how do you complete the build? Well, you simply put, you need to either get a marksman synergy, or you need to get the upgrade, little upgrade thing from the box. So even after the first couple rounds, I'm still not trying to win. Like, I'm still trying to lose more hit points here. And if I do end up winning, it's not that big of a deal. So you see how I have the flicker on Freya, and she immediately is going to flicker over to them. And that is going to be essential for late game. And it's going to show you just how strong it is. Now, shout out to Dark One, who's in this match, and shout out to Esteban. We all joined together, and they're both going to have pretty strong builds, which is perfect to showcase this new Freya buff. I can't believe I'm saying that. Showcase the new Freya. So flicker, flicker, flicker. If you're doing this build and you come up to this point, to this stage, and or any of your boss stages, and you do not have the flicker spell, I would say you pick the flicker spell over, a clone or anything else. So here we're going to upgrade. We're going to throw in our marksman synergy. One thing I always recommend when doing a marksman build is try to get a Maya or a Moskov to level 3 before you move on, because the best odds of you obtaining Mayas or Moskovs are going to be at the lowest level commander. So I don't usually upgrade my commander until I have a 3-star marksman. So now that we have the 3-star Maya, we can upgrade as much as we want. Try to get to 6 out of 6 marksmen as fast as possible, because that's when the build is really going to thrive. Now we really want a marksman synergy on our Freya, or the upgrade rune, so we can have enough, like even if she doesn't have marksman, with her using that flicker spell and having the Northern Veil on her, she is still going to do a pretty massive amount of damage to the enemy team, and they're all going to have to focus on killing her before they can even move on to the marksman. So they were definitely buffed, which makes no sense because it was already way too strong. Now, using Ragnar, you can see here that I was able to look at everybody's hit points and just literally take all of my heroes out, take the hit, and ensure myself either a marksman synergy or the upgrade here. And that's one great way of using Ragnar, is that you can just take everything out. You don't have to worry about your hit points because you're going to get them back up. And I know that my team is strong enough to where if I did lose a round after this, I'm not going to get completely wiped because my team is strong enough to take them out. And as planned, I was able to get the upgrade here, and now I have room for everything. So now I have room for the Northern Veil and the Marksman. So we're going to go ahead and put everything in now. And I had upgraded just before this too, so it was like a double upgrade. So now we have plenty of room for everything. I'm going to stay at 33 gold here because I do need to upgrade 2 more times to actually finish the build, to get the full 6 out of 6 marksman in. But now you can see the Freya. I mean, she was still alive up until that point. She was literally taking out like the whole team and rushing to their side. So it's really crazy how good she works with this little flicker spell. And also the placement, you can throw her wherever you want on the map and she's going to flicker over there. And guys, I really can't believe that they did this, that they didn't change it. It kind of sucks for next season because yeah, Freya is such a threat and such a strong hero. But I guess somebody on whoever makes the decisions or updates really likes Freya. But definitely wanted to get this out there so you guys know how to use the meta build and realize that you can only complete this now with either the marksman or the marksman synergy, or getting to 10 of 10 heroes. Now either way, she's not going to be completely, OP until you get the marksman synergy on her, which we end up getting right here. And now you're going to see just this crazy amount of burst damage that she does, and just flicks over to their side and just starts destroying their whole team. So definitely want you guys to use this if you're trying to rank up. It's going to be a super good way to rank up. Now using Benny's skill 3 is going to get you super fed, but I don't know, using since you can no longer fit it in without getting to 10 of 10 or getting the actual synergy, I would say it kind of puts Ragnar back into play. That way you can risk hit points like I did and make sure that you get that upgrade. So now from here on out, we're just going to really see how strong she is and see exactly what she's going to do to them. So right at the start, Aurora's going to pop her little ball or whatever, stun them out, and right when she stuns them, Freya is just going to hit the crap out of them. Now, damage-wise, we do have our items on Maya because, and this actually really even makes it better, like before you would kind of throw all your items on Freya. Now all you really need is the marksman synergy or even a defense item to keep their team busy for a little bit, since they automatically have to force attack her because she jumps right on them. So that way your marksman can just destroy the team in the back line. So you can see here there's a Dragon Altar team that we just annihilated. Like, our whole team is still alive. You can see me typing to Dark One, like, wow, they buffed Freya. So here, ended up going for that defense item. I can throw that on Freya. Now she's going to be even harder to deal with. Just popping insane crits, while tanky, and forcing you to attack her with that little jump skill. You can see me here. You can see here I'm typing. Now you can literally force her to jump over there and take out your whole team, which is just crazy, guys. And since we were able to get the marksman synergy, we now are going to add Karina in to get the elf synergy going, make Maya a little bit stronger, make Irithel a little bit stronger, and just make the team a little bit harder to kill. Especially if we were going up against another marksman team. Karina is really the marksman, the hardest thing to deal with for marksman. So she is a great addition in there. Now we have not found an Irithel yet, but we will here soon. And we are against two strong mage teams, which is actually kind of perfect to show you guys that it really doesn't matter who you're against here. Like, this build is just, Freya's just now even more OP with the marksman synergy, which is kind of stupid. Like, yeah, I was really hoping they would have at least taken out the splash effect on crits from her, but no, they just decided to give her a skill so that she can just start wiping out entire teams right at the start. And yeah, guys, I would definitely say you can either do a physical lifesteal on her or do some defense items on her to make her, just last a little longer in that front line so that your marksman can take out everything else. So here we were able to get the Irithel. We throw her in. Now we have the elf synergy also. It's going to make Maya just be doing a ton of damage. You can see that I went for that magic lifesteal item at the fate box just to give Karina a little bit more survivability, make her a little bit more of a nuisance. Now here we actually lost to the magic team, and that was, I would say, more so placement. So I'm going to really look at my placement here and hopefully switch some stuff around. Let's see exactly what I do here. Okay, I didn't, yeah, there was a movement. So really just moving that Maya to that far corner. And usually I would have Maya in not the farthest slot, but one slot over, so that if I'm going against any Francos, they can't hook her. But since there's no Freyas, or there's no Francos, we're just going against straight up mages. You can put her in the very far corner and let her do her thing. Going to switch up the placement just a little bit more. That's a great spot to put Claude. So that way he's going to be getting hit a little bit. It's just going to force off his ultimate just a little bit earlier, get some burst damage, and that way Maya can just clean up. And very, very strong there. So now we're getting ready for the last round. But yeah, go ahead and use this, guys. Make sure if you're doing the Marksman Freya that you get that little flicker spell. So that way she's just doing a ton of initial burst damage onto them. Here I went ahead and switched over and put that little item that gives Freya a shield onto her, since we are going against all mages. I was also able to get her 3-star, and you can just see how much damage she does. Especially with that stun from Aurora, it just synchronizes so well. And it really just is OP, guys. So there you are. Thank you, and I guess enjoy that one. I was hoping it was nerfed, but it ended up getting a buff.